Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that affects every single one of us, but often gets overlooked in the classroom. Have you ever wondered why you weren't taught about managing money in school? If you're nodding your head, you're not alone. Stick around, because today we're going to break down what school failed to teach you about money and how you can take control of your financial future. Let's get started. In 2003, professional boxer and heavyweight champion Mike Tyson filed for bankruptcy with $30 million in debt, despite earning over $300 million throughout his career. This raises questions about the nature of money itself. Many of our actions and motivations in life are driven by a desire to acquire money. But what's the point of acquiring it if we struggle to manage it effectively? Americans now have the highest credit card debt in history. This debt is an invisible burden carried by the country's most vulnerable. While these statistics reflect the UK and the US, consider your own attitude towards money and how it exists in your life. What does money mean to you? Does it come and go quickly in your life? Has it ever left you in a vulnerable position, leading you to consider get-rich-quick schemes or advice from self-proclaimed gurus? While my channel aims to address these topics, I realize that our perceptions of money are often more important than our ability to earn it. Our brains are wired in a way that can hinder our financial sensibility. Does it really matter if you earn a six-figure salary if you have nothing left at the end of the year? Where is the disconnect? It's time to solve that mystery and explore a better framework for understanding money, one that is often overlooked in formal education. What is money? What does it represent? When you make a purchase on Amazon or receive payment for your work, what is the significance of money in these transactions? Money is commonly defined as a medium of exchange, a tool that facilitates the buying, selling, or trading of goods between parties. However, I believe that money is better seen as an expression of value. You exchange a certain amount of money to represent the value of the goods or services you receive. Purchase something because you perceive its value to be equivalent to the amount of money that you handed over. Of course, the price is often not determined by you as an individual, but by the market as a whole. But hone in on this one point. Money equals value. Why is that so important? Because often we give money a moral significance. A quote that I'm sure you've heard, money is the root of all evil. We look at someone who seems to have a large amount of wealth and think they got lucky. Who did they take advantage of to get to that position? Who had to lose in order for them to gain? And never, what value was created in order to generate that money? Understanding that money is simply value is the best way to understand that money is not necessarily evil, nor does it make a person evil. Sure, there are things such as scammers who convince you that what they have to sell is worth value, but that doesn't say much about money, more so than it does about their own morals. Money simply opens your options and broadens your horizons. The choices you make with that money have everything to do with your own moral dispositions. So, money is an expression of value. Now, what? How does this change the reality of a person living paycheck to paycheck or someone who is consumed by credit card debt? The simple mention of money equals value changes nothing. It may make me see money in a different light, but what part of that is actionable advice? To answer that question, I'll pose you another question. What is your relationship with money? Money will come into your life, and it will leave. This is a relationship that is often expressed by your income and expenses. Another practical way of expressing this, which I particularly like, is your production versus your consumption. For the most part, money will enter your life because you have produced some form of value, and for most of us, this value will come in the form of labor, a job. Money will leave when you have consumed something, a Netflix subscription, a new car, a house. In many ways, we can look at the net worth of an individual as a metric for determining their relationship between consumption and production. Now, cast your mind back to those statistics I mentioned at the start of this video. What part of the consumption versus production relationship do you think is at fault here? Consider yourself for a moment. Think about all the money that has entered your life and left. How much of that do you still have in possession today or invested into some sort of asset? And which part of this relationship do you feel is unbalanced or needs improving? The likelihood is both, but for most of us, the biggest issue lies in our consumption. Remember the Career Builder study that found that 78% of American workers were living paycheck to paycheck? Well, it also found of the workers who made $100,000 or more a year, 1 in 10 of them were living paycheck to paycheck. Some may argue that someone earning 6 figures a year may still desire to earn more. However, when you are paid well above the average wage and the cost of living, and yet you still somehow find a way to spend it all, I'd argue that your relationship with consumption must be fixed before you even consider your relationship with production. Any wealthy celebrity who has filed for bankruptcy can show us that production means nothing when you have a problem with consumption. The rat race is often associated with the 9 to 5 job and is used to pressure people into buying programs and books. However, this overlooks those who are content with their jobs or have other aspirations. The real rat race is living paycheck to paycheck, feeling like money constantly disappears. The first step in personal finance is understanding your expenses, and living below your means involves evaluating your expenses to save and invest money. It's important to have an emergency fund and be mindful of cognitive biases that impact financial decisions. Avoid measuring self-worth based on material possessions. Entrepreneurship can significantly increase your income, but not everyone is suited for it. Production can involve creating valuable content, developing innovative software, or establishing a successful brand, ultimately leading to increased earnings. I've set a budget to manage and control my consumption, focusing on maximizing the value I bring into society. This has been incredibly helpful to me and others with a vested interest in making money. Before I close the video, thank you for watching until the end. Please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos on wealth, investment, money, and finance. Combining my knowledge of personal finance and entrepreneurship has been beneficial, and this YouTube channel is one way I provide value to the market. If you're interested in further reading, check out The Millionaire Next Door and Your Money or Your Life for Personal Finance. Thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful day. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content. Until next time, happy day.